welcome to Shooting the Breeze with Roderick and Naomi. Mine is Naomi today. You don't look like a Naomi. Who are you?
My name is Andrew Elfstrom. You can call me whatever you want, though.
We'll call you whatever. It won't be Naomi. All right. Andy is my co-host today, or my interviewee. We're going to be asking questions. Thank you for joining us this week. We're going to have a few things to talk about, and one is being Andy and scuba diving, and a couple of instances that of self-defense in the news. So, first of all, introduce yourself, Andy. Tell us a little bit about your background and what do you know about scuba diving?
My name is Andrew Elfstrom. I am 19 years old. I recently took up scuba diving because my mother wanted to go scuba diving in Thailand and she wasn't certified, so she had to miss an awesome opportunity while everyone else she was with got to do it.
In Thailand?
In Thailand. It was pretty
like
awesome.
In Thailand?
Thailand. The Phi Island or whatever. People
Get out of here.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So.
You went too?
No, I wish I went. She was over there cleaning elephants and stuff. It was awesome.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
when did you do that?
Probably 6 months ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. She did like a 2
Where'd that come out of?
She just has these online groups where they set up like trips and they all meet up and do it. And now she has lifelong friends, so it's pretty cool.
Wow.
But she said she got to snorkel, but that would not even have compared to
the scuba
diving. Yeah, so first off, it's pretty expensive to get certified.
Yeah.
Reason being is because once you're certified, you can go places and rent gear and do a whole trip for $250 or less.
Okay.
So it kind of pays itself back with how cheap it is for a vacation. You know, you can do it all throughout the California coast, Ventura. They do dive boats, Catalina Island, which is where I went.
Okay.
Pretty cool. I'm not super amazing at it.
Mm-hmm.
I recently just got the first level of certification, but it's pretty cool.
My father-in-law is he used to be certified. I'm not sure if he still is, but he was certified as an instructor.
Yeah, so to become a dive instructor, you have to go through like 6 or 7 different levels.
Yeah.
Another good reason why you want to get certified. So you or me, anybody, you can go, you can buy a tank, you can buy gear, whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is if you don't have your certification, you can't get your tank filled with air. And I mean, you can go to like shady places, you know.
Okay.
But do you want to trust that with your life being that deep under the water?
Okay.
So you get certified, you can go pay, get your tank filled. So it's pretty cheap, like $10 to get tank filled. So pretty cool. Yeah.
Do some spearfishing?
Yeah, I would like to do spearfishing. I haven't done that yet, but that looks pretty exciting. I've seen videos and stuff of people doing it. It seems actually like it's not terribly hard. I think the hardest part is diving itself. And then once you're down there, the fish are just everywhere. And just...
You were telling me before about the size of the, what was it?
It was a sea bass.
Sea bass, okay.
All right, so they told us...
Did you kick your ass?
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. It's a great movie.
Okay, go ahead. So,
they told us before we went under, you're going to see this type of fish, but the best one you're going to see is going to be a giant sea bass.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's pretty cool.
Wait, hold on. Giant sea? Like there's a difference between sea bass and giant sea bass?
They just say giant sea bass probably because they're giant. Just to give that warning, you know?
All right.
So I get down there and we're swimming through kelp forest and I look to my right and I see a pretty big one, you know? Probably bigger than me. Mm-hmm. And I was impressed. It kind of took my breath away. I was like, wow, that thing is so big.
Yeah.
Swim on a little farther, I look to my left, and there's a mommy sea bass, big giant one, probably bigger than my car. And that was insane. Their mouth, it was like, because you've seen bass, you know, their mouth is all open. Mm-hmm. So that thing looked like it could swallow me easily. It was huge.
I can't even. It's just.
I can't even explain it. It was dark under the water. It was murky. It was probably not very good visibility for the time that we went. It was like stormy season, whatever. Yeah. And it's just kind of dark, and you just see this big, giant, dark figure swimming through the kelp.
And it's just suck you up.
Yeah. Well, they eat vegetables or plants or whatever, so they won't eat it.
Like a carrot, so you'd be alright. You know?
It's huge.
The green hair.
Green hair.
No. Okay. So.
It looked like a tomato, actually.
Like a tomato.
Sunburn
At that time?
From the trip,
Oh, man, watch out. But, you know, when I went snorkeling in the Virgin Islands, it was kind of like, remember you were saying that you had a bag of food, you let go of the food, and all of those fish just swarm around you, and they just constantly munching, and then they start trying to take the bag out of your hand. It's just crazy how they do that.
It's so funny that you say that too, because he told me before, because my instructor, his name was Kevin, he gave us the bag of peas, and he was like, when you open it, make sure you have a good grip, because they can swim in the bag, and then all of a sudden you just see the bag swimming away. Phew, gone. So, yeah. So I'm holding it, and I'm terrified. There are couple thousand fish swarming me, attacking me. So I'm holding the bag with two hands, but I have these thick gloves on because the water's freezing cold. And the bag gets ripped out of my hand, and I see the fish, and I went, whoop, and I snatched it right back. And everybody underwater, you can see them laughing, can't hear anything, but you can tell they're all laughing because I snatched it right back from that fish. It was awesome.
Oh, that's crazy. Man, when I was down there, I saw a barracuda, and it's just like a mouth with teeth, and they don't really do anything to you.
No.
You know? Yeah, they didn't do anything. Because they were busy looking for other food, and they didn't eat any other fish. I guess they weren't hungry. That one wasn't hungry at the time, so it was pretty cool. So you said that the water is dark and murky. Did you go out at night or daytime?
So to go out at night, you have to take the next level of certification, which I believe is advanced.
It was just so deep.
But I got lucky.
Oh.
We kind of got in for one of our final certification dives.
Yeah.
A little late in the day, and it's kind of mountainy off of Catalina, so where the sun set, it happened to get dark.
Okay.
Which was a bit of a challenge because for one of the requirements for us to get certified, we had to go under and use a compass. And he would give us a direction. We'd have to follow that direction, get so far away that you can't see anybody anymore, and then reverse that, use the whatever term for the opposite.
Yeah.
And swim back and try to find people.
Bearing.
Yeah, your bearings, right? So we had to swim away, and now I'm out here alone in this ocean, can't see anyone, and I just have to hope that I'm swimming the right way, using my skills with a compass and swim back. It was pretty nerve-wracking. It's cool, though.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They just take you out in a boat and then drop you off.
Not even in a boat.
See, like a fool.
We walk right off. There's like stairs. In Catalina, they have something called a dive park, and it's a sectioned off area where boats can't come above you and stuff. Uh-huh. But it still gets to like 140 feet at certain levels.
Wow.
And
how cold was it?
Oh, freezing. I say how cold it really was, and people are like, oh, that's not so bad. But if you think about it, there's no warm spots. It's not like when it's 52 degrees outside and you can kind of like put on a sweater. No, you're in the water all around you, you're cold. It was pretty cold.
And it doesn't stop.
And it does not stop. If anything, it gets worse. And then there's things called thermal climbs where it's like an uprushing of even colder water, and it kind of just hits you and you freeze. But it's pretty cool. It's awesome.
Yeah, I know how that feels. I went out to the when I got promoted in the Navy down in San Diego. One of the traditions, we had to all link arms who got promoted and walk out into the wash. And to the waves and stuff, and they were like, dude, don't do that, I'm not doing that. I'm like, why not? I'll do it, come on, let's go. We went out there, and they're like, oh my god, water up to their toes, and like, oh my god, it's so cold. I'm like, come on, let's go, let's get this over with, because if we don't do it, then they're not going to respect you because you didn't participate. So I said, all right, I'm going to go out there. So we linked arms and went ahead and walked, and oh snap, your heart slows down when it touches your feet. It's like, oh my goodness, it was so cold. It was like 52, I'm sorry. Yeah. They had measured it, and man, the Pacific is cold as something.
I'm pretty hot-blooded myself, so when they were telling us, oh yeah, you're going to be cold, they gave us something called a hood you put over your head. It kind of keeps your head warm. It's like a wetsuit for your head, basically. And they hand me one. I'm like, man, that looks stupid in this thing. I ain't wearing it.
Okay.
I was like, I'm not going to wear it. He's like, dude, you're going to be cold. I was like, I don't think you understand. I'm pretty hot-blooded. I'll be fine. I get out there. I did my first dive. I wore that hood the rest of the dives. 5 more. Yeah, it was pretty cold, so... yeah, it was... I don't know. And when you go under, you have to go to a certain depth, and the cold freezes your ears, too, and you have to be able to equalize, which is get the pressure in your head so your eyes don't pop out, all kinds of gnarly stuff. So... not wearing the hood, my ears got so cold that I couldn't equalize, and I actually still am kind of deaf. Can't really hear because I did not equalize my ears correctly. But once I wore the hood, it got a lot easier.
Can you hear me now?
What?
Man, you guys still have that wetsuit I gave you?
You gave us a wetsuit?
Yeah.
I never got a wetsuit from you.
Oh, it was Cade at the time.
Oh, and Cade probably took it with him. wherever you went?
Oh, well, it was like $1,000 wetsuit, man.
Well, I need to get it back because
Yeah,
I'm actually going to be using it. He probably has it sitting in a box.
It's either a wetsuit or a dry suit. I'm not sure. I don't think it's a dry suit.
If it was a dry suit, I'm getting that today because those make you so much warmer.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one it was because I had the long leg and then I had to cut off. And if it's cut off, it's not a dry suit, obviously. But I'm not sure which one it was. You got to catch up with them. All right, so, well, that is very interesting. Maybe I'll do that one day. Maybe I won't. I don't know.
Can you swim?
Sure.
You don't have to be amazing at swimming. When you do it, actually, a lot of people, they say, oh, yeah, I'm a good swimmer, so I can handle the spine. Kind of works against you, actually, because when you swim, you want to use your arms. When you scuba dive, you don't move your arms. You lock them in place. So a lot of people were struggling with that because you can't get buoyant and stay in a certain spot because you're moving your arms so much, so your weight is always fluctuating. So I got it down pretty well. I kind of pick up sports pretty quick, so the whole time he was telling me, oh, Andrew, you did great, da-da-da-da-da. But even then,
just do what they tell you to do.
Yeah. You got to be safe. A lot of risks that come into play.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Snap. I'm gonna at some point, I don't know about in the near future, but at some point I'm gonna do some motorsport, race on the track. I don't know if I'm gonna do the dirt bike. I will get my son to do the dirt bike, but I'm gonna race track. Going to race track.
You know what even is pretty cool and is still kind of safe? Those like razor carts, the 4-wheelers.
Yeah,
those are pretty awesome. You can jump.
We were supposed to get carts for you guys and do that. So you're too old now, aren't you?
No, you can get the big, giant sandrail looking ones. I got friends that still go out to Pismo and do it all the time. Yeah.
Oh man, you're kind of old for that. Big fat guy. I mean, come on. Right. So we also got some interesting points to make. So, what were you saying, Goose, about the opportunity of coming in for the casting there?
Oh yeah, owner TJ Esposito put out an open mic or casting call for anybody who is interested in hosting a show here on Currentcast. They are to we actually have a little link that you can go to and fill out your resume or send in an application. And he's put me in charge to set up all the interviews and everything. So I've been setting up interviews for Monday and Tuesday of next week, and I got a few more openings. So if you're interested, just let me know when would be a good time for you to come in. Probably mid Tuesday. I think I got one opening on Tuesday I haven't filled yet. So just
come in and talk about how pretty you are.
Yeah.
I'm so pretty. I'm so pretty.
Nah. Thank you. This is only live, no big deal. That doesn't actually happen for those of you who are listening.
And what's interesting is a lot of people think that this is easy to do until they get in front of the camera and behind a microphone. And
Man, I was driving here in my car just now. I'm like, this will be fine. Now I'm sitting here and it's kind of nerve-wracking. I'm not gonna lie. But,
It is the first time, and then you're like, whatever. So it's not that hard. You get your point on what it is you want to talk about, and you get into what it is that you want to talk about, but you have to remember the points, the talking points, the issues that you want to get across.
Don't get off on a tangent.
Yeah, don't get off on long tangents. I wish my show was longer, but I got to talk Naomi into that.
I could do it though.
I could do that.
We
can figure it out.
Okay, we'll figure it. Because there's some things that are really important, and her point that you don't want to talk too much about some subjects, I absolutely agree. Absolutely. You beat a dead horse. But there are some things that we get into, there's so many variables and stuff, you gotta go through it.
And for me, it's all about what do you want to talk about, and are you passionate about it?
Yeah.
And can you convey that passion to other people?
Yeah.
And every show we have right now, everybody can seem to be able to do that. So I'm looking for some people. We're looking for some people who have an interesting topic to talk about and are really passionate enough to pass that on to other people.
What are you passionate about?
Man, music probably. That's my number one.
Hey, we got somebody do music? Yeah, you're out.
Come on in, we'll talk. Come on in, we'll talk.
I like
I'm
music.
just messing with you.
I like film, you know, all kinds
He
of
does
stuff.
film.
I do film.
Right on. I do anything now.
Yeah, you got to think on
I'm
that
passionate
one.
about everything.
You got to think.
Yeah, I'll
on
get
that.
back to you on that one.
I'll get back to you. All right, so we're down to a few more minutes here. Well, not a few more minutes, but when we get back, I'm gonna bring up some points on stories that have been in the news recently, and something else that you brought up to my attention, Goose, about a stabbing, mass stabbing that happened on the East Coast, and we'll go over things to consider in these different self-defense situations. From responsibility of the victim, what has happened, what you could think about for learning lessons, and what is it called? Lessons learned. Lessons learned, not learning lessons. Lessons learned. So we'll be right back.
At the time you were arrested, you were served with a DS-367 temporary driver's license. It's good for 30 days, but if you don't act within 10 days, at the end of those 30 days, your license will be suspended. It's important for your lawyer to contact the DMV for you. Set up a driver's license administrative hearing so that your license does not go into suspension. That's something here at Braemar Law we do for you.
Patriot Bail Bonds has the best customer service in Bakersfield. Patriot has more 5-star ratings than any bail company in Kern County. Plus, we're fast and affordable. If you run into the law, make Patriot Bail Bonds your first call. That's right, one call, that's all.
If you're in jail, call Patriot Bail.
Your home is perfect. Until it's not. We understand that life has its changes. As your family grows, we're here to help grow with you. Because taking care of your family is important to you and important to us. Your story starts here with Cornerstone Mortgage.
Welcome back with Roderick Shooting the Breeze, and I have Andrew Elfstrom with me. We were just talking about his experience in learning how to scuba dive, not Scooby dive, right?
Right, correct.
Right. Okay, cool. So before we went on break, I was talking about some instances in the news of self-defense situations, and I have 3 that I found in the last week. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more. But I'll talk about these 3. And what was that one you're talking about, Goose? If you have the details.
I'm pulling it up right now.
All right. So as we stand by for that one, I'm going to go over the first one here. Concealed carry holder killed. The danger of other people's business. This was up in Portland, Oregon. And the situation goes as follows. Stupid people in stupid places at stupid times doing stupid stuff. And this guy decided he was going to interject. Now, I can't say whether or not he was related to anyone there or if he was actually involved in the original altercation, but he decided he was going to go out there and break up a fight. As he's attempting to break up a fight, law enforcement start to show up and do their job, and his improperly or properly holstered firearm fell out of his holster. That tells me that it was improperly holstered. Not a Kydex, not a good pocket holster. Something happened weird like that. Falls out of his pocket or off of his hip. Hits the ground. He reaches down to pick it up. That's when law enforcement sees him and they say, put down the gun, pop, pop, pop. He unfortunately dies. And what are the lessons to learn from this? Originally, I said stupid people, stupid places, stupid times, doing stupid things. That's our number one thing. Obviously. He was out partying with people, maybe, maybe not. It was like 11:30 at night, and the law enforcement officers that responded to this call of an altercation or assault or whatever it was specifically. They were Portland University law enforcement officers, and there was a big deal going up to this point that a lot of people on campus, a lot of students and a lot of people in the community were complaining about them actually carrying firearms. Now you give more fuel to that fire. Like, why are they carrying firearms? They shouldn't have even been carrying firearms to begin with. Well, they're law enforcement officers. What do you think they're going to have? Just pepper spray? Maybe a baton or whatever joke we could throw out there. But thinking what I would do in that particular situation, hopefully I never find myself in any type of situation where I am forced to like break you up out of a fight,
Right.
or try and pull you out of a situation where you're getting the shinola kicked out of you. I can't hand my firearm to someone else and say, hold this for me. Not a good idea, right? I could try and step in and shove you out of the way or something if I had to do something like that. Because you can't really make any determination on what you're going to do given that you're not in that situation. There's just too many variables. I may scream at you, say, get away and run and come behind me if it's like 3 or 4 guys. If it's just you and one dude and he's whooping your ass, dude.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Dude.
Well,
Jokes galore. But if it's not that way, and it's becoming a situation where it's deadly force, say he grabs a pipe or a bat or he whips out a knife, I'm not going to be stepping in to try to fight. I'm stepping in to stop the threat, because now it's a deadly threat. And I have a responsibility, moral, maybe not legal entirely, but a moral, because some states there is a legal responsibility, but morally, to step in there and stop that threat against your life, because this is a deadly weapon.
right.
Outside of that, nah, because I'm interjecting more problems to the altercation. But like I said, 1 against 1, dude, you better fight.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I don't know. I have to, and I can't give any advice to anyone, but that's one situation.
Well, let's just think about this guy's mistake, dropping his firearm.
Yeah,
I feel like
get to that.
if I were getting in something and somebody was messing with me, I would trust that you, being as knowledgeable as you are about all of this stuff, is that even if you were to step in, there's no way that your gun would come flying out, right? Unless,
Yeah,
I mean, crazy odds somebody happens to find some way to
that's
get
my
it
thought
out,
process.
But
Is beyond right hand or left hand is making sure, because I step in the middle of this and I try to break up a fight, right? And the guy knows or sees because it gets flashed, or then he goes for that and then he starts going for both of us and shooting us. That's stupid as hell.
Right.
Sorry, no. I just made the situation much worse. So. There's a great big question mark there. Maybe you ought to go home. Maybe you shouldn't start fights with people. Maybe you should just shut the hell up and apologize. Sorry for stepping on your brand new Jordans. My fault. My fault. Sorry. Oh, you stepped on my Jordans. I'm sorry. Oh, I said I'm sorry.
maybe check out his girlfriend or something,
And?
It's like, you're dating the pretty girl, expected to get looked at, man. Come on.
Dude, I don't know. Whatever.
Right.
The issue is the guy stepped in there and he dropped his, and then so moving on to the next thing about that, he dropped it like you said. Not good retention. And you just can't. If you're carrying, make sure you carry properly. Make sure and take a class, even though. There are states where you don't have to actually take training before you carry. Arizona, Michigan. I can't remember who else. But what?
No, not.
Oh, so even though you have these locations where you don't have a requirement of training, you should. It's because it's the fundamentals and it's the legalities and moral and principle points that you need to understand.
It's funny you say that. like we were talking about earlier, we were even talking about just scuba diving. But
Yeah.
even then, same thing comes into play. There's this long-standing rule that they all have. So I got certified by somebody called PADI. But what they say is once they teach you, you can go out and you can dive wherever you want. There's no PADI police. There's no police officer in scuba gear underwater telling you what to and what not to do. So it's still good for you to just have that knowledge so you can act right.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh. So you can go out there and just get your take airfield at, some shady place.
You can just do it.
Dump it and just not come back.
Exactly. It all falls on you as a user.
Stupid people.
Stupid things. It's true.
Don't.
Play
Get
stupid
the
games,
training.
you win
Get
stupid
the
prizes,
training.
right?
I know, right? Play stupid games. So there's another situation where a lady, goodness, I guess she got her training permit, not training permit, but her license to conceal carry, and decided to leave the gun in the glove compartment box or the central console with her 2 children and the keys in the vehicle running as she ran into the store. Face plant.
So if you have a concealed carry, you can keep the weapon in your vehicle?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It is absolutely not recommended.
I can imagine
You
why.
know, don't. There's too many things to go on. Keep it on your person. Now there are a lot of women who will carry it in their purse. They keep it close to them. Don't leave it unattended. So a guy jumps in, starts to take off in her vehicle, and she jumps in the back seat, and she's like, "Oh, stop, my babies!" And he's like, "Yeah, whatever." She reaches into the console and he's distracted and shoots him in the head, and he crashes. He does not die. And her response to all this was, well, I should have emptied the entire clip in him. It's not a clip, but whatever. And I meant to give a warning shot. What the hell, man? Why would you give a warning shot? What good would a warning shot do?
A warning shot to the face.
Yeah. Oh, snap.
Yeah, my warning shot would have been right to the head.
Yeah, but that's what she did, I guess. No, not a good idea. There was just so much wrong with that. She was, absolutely. I'm glad it didn't turn out bad. She was very lucky. But it was irresponsibility all the way around. I mean, she left her 2 children in there, and they were not like 10-year-old and 13-year-old. They were 2 and 4. She left an unattended firearm in there in the presence of those 2 children.
She left her car
running with those 2 children and that bad guy in there.
So I'm going to assume she wasn't like in the hills where everybody knows everybody, She had to be somewhere where people are stealing cars too, which is also
somewhere.
dumb.
Flat
out.
So don't, and I can imagine that everyone understands right now that just you can think for yourself how bad that was. Nah. So another case is a guy in Connecticut who was just recently convicted of assault, felony assault. He was working in Dunkin' Donuts, and I don't have all the details, but I'm going to go over generalities of it and vagueness a little bit. So he's working in Dunkin' Donuts. 3 bad guys come in there, they start jumping on him and begin to beat him down. Well, they stop, or he fights them off, and then they go about their business. He gets a knife, he runs outside, and he commences to stabbing. They convicted him of assault. I believe it said in the article that Connecticut did have a stand your ground law. Was that stand your ground, do you believe?
I don't know.
Do you think that was stand your ground? It was not.
I'm going to say no because they left.
They left. The threat was over.
That's true.
So if you engage again,
so that was
after the threat
revenge, is what it was.
It was a revenge, and so they convicted him. That's something else that we need to remember. Keep in mind. Once the threat is over, the threat is over. You do not stab or stop. You do not stab or shoot or pepper spray or anything like that to cause harm to another person. We're not doing that. I just want you to leave me alone. I just want you to stop threatening me. That's it. That's all we're trying to do. If the person dies, that is a side effect of me stopping you from hurting me.
Right.
Sorry, that's just the way it is. So, that guy got himself in a bit of trouble. Here's another case that was in Detroit when people start complaining about stand your ground, it's racist. Okay. There was an older guy, happened to be a white guy. Hey man, you're white too. So it happened to be a white guy. Sorry,
it's alright. No, it's okay.
Are you okay? So it was in Detroit. A young black guy came up. He had an accident. He was I think he was intoxicated. Comes up to the door. The old guy says, "Hey, what do you want? Go away." He calls 911, and after a bunch of back and forth, he shoots the young guy through the door with a shotgun. He had said, "I'm going to shoot. I have a shotgun. I'm going to shoot." The people on the phone said, "Do not shoot through the door, sir. Do not shoot him. Is he trying to get into your house?" "No, but he's standing outside." "Sir, we're sending a unit out there. Do not do anything." Well, he shot him anyway, and he got convicted. Stand your ground or not. He got convicted of that because he was shooting at a target he did not know. Positively, he was behind the door. The guy wasn't trying to break into his house. He was just begging for assistance. Right? And all this was in the 911 call. He thought he'd get away with it. I'd say that guy was probably racist because he thought he'd get away with it. I'm going to go out there on a limb and say that. But the system wasn't, in that he did not get away with it.
I see no potential threat.
There was,
right? Well, the man was unarmed. So
yeah. Well, those are a few instances where we could think about personal defense and self-defense, being out in public, either concealed carrying or using anything else that you'll have on your person: pepper spray, a knife, taser, or a firearm, or a tactical knife, or a chair, or anything else. So, as we wrap up this episode, think about what you can do to protect yourself, and think about the circumstances and situations that you may find yourself in while out and about, celebrating your days and holidays, and visiting with friends and family, and getting drunk and doing anything else. And I thank you for joining us on this episode. Do you have anything else, Mr. Andrew?
No, that was pretty cool.
Cool. You had a good time?
Yeah, it was
All
nice.
right. All right, cool.
All right. Good
Thank
talking
you for
with
joining me. Thank you.